Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive on a pretty fascinating book.
Yeah, definitely fascinating.
It's called The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of this one.
This book, it kind of gets a bad rap.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Controversial.
Yeah, a lot of people see it as like this, guidebook for manipulators.
Right, like how to be ruthless and climb to the top no matter what.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But that's not really what we're here for today. We're not endorsing all this Machiavellian stuff. We just
Yeah.
want to kind of break down some of these laws.
I think it's more about understanding them.
Yeah, and seeing how they actually play out in the real world.
Right, exactly. Like these power dynamics are always at play,
Oh, they
whether we realize it or not.
right,
So it's more about like knowing the rules of the game.
right. So you can, I guess, play it a little more effectively.
Exactly, yeah. Or at least protect yourself.
Okay, so let's jump right in.
Let's.
So the first few laws here are all about building a foundation of power,
Right.
and they start off with law number one:
Okay.
never outshine the master.
Interesting.
Which sounds kind of counterintuitive at first.
Well, yeah.
You'd think you want to stand out.
Right, especially if you're ambitious.
But there's this real art to making sure, those in positions of authority,
Mm,
they feel secure.
absolutely, yeah.
So any thoughts on this one?
Well, I mean, just think about like historical figures, right?
Right, yeah.
Like Galileo, he challenged the church
Oh, yeah.
and he ended up, under house arrest.
Not a good look.
No, not at all. And look, I'm not saying, always blindly follow authority,
Right.
but I think it's about like recognizing how important perception is,
Mm-hmm.
right? And choosing your battles.
Right, being strategic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Sometimes it's better to like play the long game
Right.
and influence more subtly.
So it's not about dimming your own light.
No, no, not at all.
Maybe angling it a little differently.
Exactly. Like make sure it shines where it, benefits you.
Okay. Law number two. This one's a little, well, it's a bit blunt.
Okay.
Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies.
Ooh, that sounds kind of harsh.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right.
But what do you think, What's Green getting at here?
I think it's about, understanding human relationships,
Hmm.
especially when power dynamics are involved, like,
Right.
A former enemy,
Okay.
someone you've actually won over.
Okay.
They often have like more to prove.
Hmm.
They might actually be more loyal than a friend.
Interesting. So, they're not taking you for granted.
Exactly. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. That's an interesting way to look at it.
Right. Like sometimes those relationships are stronger.
Because they're more, I don't know, earned.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now, this next one I think is particularly relevant today.
Oh,
Okay, shoot.
with social media and everyone sharing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Law number 3 is conceal your intentions.
Hmm. Play it close to the vest.
Yeah. Like, don't show all your cards right away.
Right.
Any examples of this?
Well, I mean, think about negotiations,
Okay.
right? If you reveal your bottom line too early,
Mhm.
you totally lose your leverage.
Right.
Right. So it's about being strategic,
Right.
having a plan and sticking to it.
So if you keep your intentions hidden,
Mm-hmm.
people don't really know what you're going to do next.
Exactly. Yeah. You keep them guessing.
Right. Right. And that kind of leads into law number 4.
Okay.
Always say less than necessary.
Oh, yeah. The power of silence.
Yes. Like I feel like that's such a superpower almost.
It is. I mean, think about it. There's a certain allure
Right.
to being the quiet one in the room.
Right. Right.
When you choose your words carefully,
Mm-hmm.
you don't over-explain. Right. You're not rambling all the time.
Exactly. It makes people lean in.
That sparks that curiosity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And it can even be a little intimidating.
Right. Right. Who's a good example?
Oh, like Steve Jobs.
No, yeah, yeah.
Known for being like very impactful,
Right.
but also like very controlled.
Very calculated.
Exactly.
Exactly. Less is more.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. In a lot of cases, at least.
Okay. Law number 5.
All right.
This one's all about reputation.
Oh, yeah. Big one.
So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life.
No kidding.
I mean, this feels so true, especially now.
Oh, absolutely. Especially online.
Yeah.
Like your reputation is everything.
It's like your currency.
Yeah, it's how people see you.
Right. It determines the opportunities you get.
Mm-hmm. And it's fragile.
Oh, so fragile.
One wrong move,
Yeah.
one tweet gone viral.
It could just like ruin years of hard work
Yeah. It's like that saying, it takes 20 years to build a reputation.
and 5 minutes to ruin it.
Exactly.
So yeah, you got to be mindful of what you say and do.
Definitely. Both online and offline.
Okay, law number 6, court attention at all cost.
Mm. Okay.
This one seems like it could go either way, right?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, attention can be good,
Right.
but it can also be, really bad.
So what's the right way to think about this?
I think it's about understanding, like, the type of attention,
Okay.
right? It's not about being, like, loud or outrageous.
Right.
It's about being strategic.
Right, being deliberate.
Exactly. Like, position yourself in a way
Mm-hmm.
that attracts the right kind of attention.
So be the signal, not the noise.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay. And finally, law number 7. This one, well, it might rub some people the wrong way.
Okay, what is it?
Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit.
Uh-oh. Sounds a little manipulative.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
But I mean, there's always that, like, delegation aspect of leadership, right?
Right.
Right.
So maybe that's what he's getting at.
Yeah. So it's not about, like, taking advantage of people,
No.
but it's about recognizing that, success is rarely a solo act.
Exactly. It's about like inspiring people
Right.
and, directing them towards a common goal.
So being a leader.
Yeah. And realizing that, like, giving credit where it's due,
Okay.
that can actually be really motivating,
Right. Right.
for the people who are actually doing the work.
Okay. So we've covered the first 7 laws here.
Yeah, we've laid a good foundation.
And it's all about, building yourself up,
Mm,
building that foundation of power.
absolutely.
But power is not just about, yourself, right?
Oh, of course not.
It's also about navigating relationships,
Oh, for sure.
especially with those who, might not have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, the people who might be trying to, play their own power games
Exactly.
and maybe even use some of these laws against you.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to get into next.
All right. I'm ready.
Exploring the, sometimes unsettling world
Oh, yeah. It gets a little dicey.
of dealing with rivals and enemies.
And how to, come out on top.
Yeah, or at least survive.
That's the most important thing.
Exactly.
All right. So last time we were talking about building that, foundation of power.
Yeah, getting those basic principles down.
But, obviously power is not just about, like, individual strength.
Right, it's about how you interact with other people.
Exactly. And that's where I think this next set of laws gets really interesting.
Okay, so we're moving into like the relationship aspect of power,
Yeah, navigating those, tricky waters.
especially when there's competition involved.
Oh, absolutely. Conflicting interests.
Okay, so law number 8 says, make other people come to you, use bait if necessary.
Bait. Okay.
Sounds a little manipulative, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. But, I mean, isn't that how, like, a lot of persuasion works?
Well, yeah, I guess so. It's like, you're not forcing anyone.
Right, you're creating the right conditions.
Yeah. So how does that actually play out, in real life?
Well, think about, like, negotiations, right?
Okay.
Let's say you're trying to close a deal
Mm,
instead of, like, chasing after the other party.
right. Begging them.
You make yourself the irresistible choice.
So you become the prize.
Yeah. You highlight your value,
Okay. So it's about creating that sense of scarcity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're not easy to get.
You got to work for it.
Makes you more desirable.
Okay. That makes sense. Law number 9 is win through your actions, never through argument.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah. It's like actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. Like you can talk all you want.
But if you're not actually doing anything,
Right. It's meaningless.
people see through that.
They can tell if you're all talk.
Yeah. So it's about walking the walk.
Okay. Law number 10. This one's a little, I don't know.
Okay. What is it?
It says infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky.
Ooh. Okay. That's a little harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, are we just supposed to abandon our friends when they're down?
No, I don't think that's what it means.
So what do you think, what's the takeaway here?
I think it's more about, like, protecting your own energy.
Okay.
Negativity can be contagious.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
about being mindful of, like, who you surround yourself with.
It's not about being a bad friend.
No, it's about self-preservation,
So you're not getting dragged down by other people's negativity?
Exactly.
Okay. Law number 11 is all about Dependence.
Oh, okay. How so?
Learn to keep people dependent on you.
Hmm. That's an interesting one. It sounds kind of, controlling.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
But I think there's a way to apply it ethically.
Like how?
Well, think about like mentorship, right?
Okay.
A good mentor provides guidance, support,
Right.
creates a relationship where both people benefit.
Right. So it's a two-way street.
Exactly. The mentee gains knowledge.
Right. And the mentor gets to, like, see them succeed.
Yeah, there's that satisfaction of, helping someone grow.
Okay. So it's about creating a dynamic where you're both needed.
Yeah. It's interdependence, not just like one person having all the power.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Law number 12.
All right, lay it on me.
Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim.
Ooh, now that sounds like something out of like a spy movie.
Right. A little sneaky.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, think about it.
Oh, wait.
A well-timed act of kindness
Okay.
can really lower someone's guard.
Right. They're not expecting it.
Exactly. And then they're more open to your influence.
Okay. So it's about being strategic with your generosity.
Yeah. You're not just being nice for the sake of being nice.
There's an ulterior motive.
Right. There's a goal in mind.
Okay, that makes sense. Law number 13. It kind of builds on that idea.
Okay, how so?
It says, when asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude.
Ah, okay. So you're not like begging for favors.
Right. You're making it worth their while.
Yeah, you're showing them how they benefit.
Exactly.
People are much more likely to help if they see something in it for themselves.
Right. So it's about finding that win-win.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Law number 14 is pose as a friend, work as a spy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now that's a little ethically questionable.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, information is power.
It is, yeah. But I think there's a difference between like being observant
Okay.
and actively trying to like manipulate people.
Right. So it's more about like paying attention to the subtle cues.
Yeah, and like reading between the lines.
You're gathering information.
But not necessarily to like exploit people.
Okay, that makes sense. And finally, law number 15.
Okay, what's this one?
This is probably the most controversial one of all.
Oh no.
Crush your enemy totally.
Ooh. Okay, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, it sounds really ruthless.
Yeah, like are we talking like actual violence here?
No, not at all.
Okay, so what does it actually mean?
Well, I think it's about, being strategic and decisive.
Okay.
You're ensuring that, like, you achieve your goals
Mm-hmm.
and you neutralize any potential threats.
So it's more about like securing your position.
Right, and protecting your interests.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. It's not about like seeking revenge.
Right, it's not personal, it's just strategic.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about, building alliances, dealing with rivals.
Yeah, navigating those tricky relationships.
But now it's time to get into, like, the more psychological side of power.
Oh, okay, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, get ready. Things are about to get a little mind-bendy.
I'm ready, let's do it.
Okay, so we're back and ready to dive into the really deep end of this power stuff.
Yeah, this is where things get a little more, I don't know, psychological.
Right. Less about, like, concrete actions.
Exactly. More about perception, influence.
Yeah. Okay, so law number 16.
All right, hit me.
Use absence to increase respect and honor.
Interesting.
It makes me think of that saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Right, right. But how does that apply to power?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, I think it's about like, creating a sense of scarcity.
Okay.
Like you're not always available.
Yeah, exactly. When you're constantly around, people kind of take you for granted.
Right, right. You become like less valuable.
Yeah. But when you withdraw a little bit,
They start to miss you.
exactly, they realize what they're missing.
Okay, so it's like playing hard to get almost.
Yeah, in a way. You make people work for your attention.
Okay. Law number 17. This one sounds like straight out of a spy movie.
Oh, okay, I'm intrigued.
It says, keep others in suspense, cultivate an air of unpredictability.
Ooh. Okay, so like keep them guessing.
Yeah. What's the power move behind that?
Well, humans, we like predictability.
Right, and makes us feel safe.
Exactly. Like we know what to expect. But when someone's unpredictable,
It throws us off balance.
you don't know what they're going to do next.
Right. And that can be well, it can be a little unsettling.
But also kind of exciting.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps people like engaged.
So it's about creating that sense of mystery.
Yeah. And that can make you seem more powerful.
But couldn't that backfire? Like, what if you just seem unreliable?
Oh, for sure. It's a delicate balance. You don't want to be unpredictable all the time.
Right. It's got to be strategic.
Exactly. Think of someone like Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
He's known for like those bold moves.
Right. No one knows what he's going to do next.
But he also, delivers on his promises.
Okay, so there's still a level of trust.
Yeah, you need both, the unpredictability and the reliability.
Okay, that makes sense. Law number 18 is, it's another one that seems a little counterintuitive.
Okay, what is it?
Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous.
Interesting.
You'd think a fortress would be, like, the safest place to be.
Right, like you're protected.
Yeah. But Greene's saying that isolation actually makes you more vulnerable.
I think so, yeah. When you cut yourself off from others,
Hmm.
you lose access to information.
Right, you're not getting a different perspective.
Exactly, you're not getting support.
So you're easier to target.
Yeah, if someone wants to come after you, they can.
Okay, so it's about, like, building alliances.
Yeah, it's about staying connected.
Right, surrounding yourself with people who can help.
Strength in numbers.
Okay. Law number 19. This one feels especially relevant today.
Okay, what is it?
Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Seems like common sense.
Yeah, but I think people forget it all the time.
So why is it so important in the context of power?
Well, because not everyone responds to the same tactics.
Right. Some people were more forgiving than others.
Exactly. Some people hold grudges.
Right.
So you gotta be careful.
Like, what are the consequences of your actions? Yeah. You need to understand who you're dealing with.
Okay, so it's about, like, assessing the situation.
Exactly. Like, what are their values, their history?
Right, right. Like, do they have a tendency for revenge?
Exactly. You got to do your research.
Okay. Law number 20. This one's, it's a little cold, I guess.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Do not commit to anyone.
That's an interesting one.
Doesn't that kind of contradict, like, the whole alliance thing?
Well, I think it's more about, like, maintaining your independence.
Yeah. So you're not getting tied down by other people's agendas.
Yeah. You're keeping your options open.
You're prioritizing your own goal.
Exactly. You're not letting anyone else control you.
Okay, that makes sense. Law number 21. This one sounds like a classic con artist move.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark.
Ooh, okay. That's a tricky one.
Yeah, it seems kind of counterintuitive.
Right. Why would you want to appear less intelligent?
Yeah. What's the strategy here? Well, I think it's about playing on people's egos.
Okay.
Most
Yeah.
people love to feel smart.
Right. They would be the smartest person in the room.
Exactly. So if you can make them feel that way, they'll let their guard down.
They'll reveal their weaknesses.
Yeah. And
Right.
then you can, use that to your advantage.
So it's about, like, lulling them into a false sense of security.
Yeah. You're playing the long game.
Okay. Law number 22. Another counterintuitive one.
Okay, lay it on me.
It says, use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power.
Surrender. How can that be powerful?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, think of it like judo.
Okay.
You're using your opponent's force against them.
So you're not actually giving up.
No,
You're
you're
not.
yielding strategically.
Okay. So you might be, like, buying yourself time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or conserving energy.
Or disarming your opponent.
Exactly. It's about choosing your battles.
Right. Sometimes retreat is the smartest move.
Absolutely.
Okay. Law number 23 is concentrate your forces.
Okay, straightforward enough.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
So how does this apply to power?
Well, I think it's about, like, recognizing that spreading yourself too thin is a bad idea.
Right. You can't do everything at once.
Exactly. You got to focus your energy.
Okay, so you pick your battles.
Yeah. And you put all your effort into winning those battles.
You're not wasting time on, like, distractions.
Exactly. It's about efficiency.
Okay. And finally, law number 24. This one's a little more, nuanced.
All right, let's hear it.
Play the perfect courtier.
A courtier.
Okay. So what does that even mean?
Well, I think a courtier is someone who, like, understands the social game.
Okay.
They know how to navigate those unspoken rules.
They're good at, like, diplomacy.
Exactly. They can charm people.
They can influence people without being, like, too obvious about it.
Yeah, they're subtle.
So it's about being, like, politically savvy.
Yeah, you understand the social cues.
Right. You know how to read the room.
Exactly. And you use that to your advantage.
Okay, so that was quite a journey.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground.
The 48 Laws of Power. Huh.
It's definitely a thought-provoking book.
Yeah. And I think the most important thing to remember
Mhm.
is that these laws are just like tools.
Right. They can be used for good or bad.
It all depends on the person using them.
Exactly. And their intentions.
So we're not like endorsing manipulation or anything like that.
No, not at all.
We just want people to be aware of these dynamics.
Yeah, so they can make more informed choices.
Right. Whether it's in their career or their relationships.
It's about understanding how power works.
So you can navigate the world more effectively.
Exactly. And hopefully use that knowledge for good.
Well said. All right, everyone, that's our deep dive on the 48 Laws of Power.
Thanks for joining us.
As always, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.